Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Nerchio and Neeb on Cactus Valley, the latter edition, and it also happens to be Game 1 of a best of 7 between these two from WCS Austin 2017, the Grand Finals. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Nerchio, who says, "Good luck, have fun, Alex." And at the top right side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Neeb, hailing from the United States of America and Ting. And he says, "Good luck, have fun, King Arthur." I think Nerchio's name is Arthur, actually. That's clever. That's clever, Neeb. Or, maybe Nerchio's actually King Arthur reincarnated in 2017 to reclaim his throne. Going out to throw down. Oh, look at this sneaky move by Nerchio. He gets past the probe by going behind the mineral line to throw. And he doesn't. Oh, he didn't have the 300 minerals required. Oh, no. That was so smart. I've never seen that before. It comes down around behind the mineral line to get the hatch up before the probe can block it. The probe blocks it anyway because it didn't have enough. And the probe came back to double check, and now the pylon's going down, and now the drone just wants revenge. You get back here, you stupid probe. You're blocking my hatch. Extractor pool on the way from Nerchio. He knows. Immediately just do that. You're not going to get your hatch down when you want to anyway. There's the cancel. And gets his money back, 75 of the 100 minerals back for Neeb, and he's blocking it some more. Look at how long he's delaying this. It's almost 30 seconds. It's over 30 seconds of delay, and then it finally goes down only because the probe was about to die, and Neeb wanted to save the probe. Wow. That was almost amazing from Nerchio, but just some really good harass by Neeb in the end. What made him come back down? I guess what made him come back down to block it is he saw there wasn't a drone coming down. He didn't see one, so he's like, well, maybe it's already there. Maybe I can get it. And he could get it, and he could get it. All right, so extractor pool already done for Nerchio, which is good for him. He's got a couple lings on the way and a queen. Meanwhile, back in Neeb land, he's got his second assimilator up. That cybernetics core coming up as well. Overlord scouting this information out and the expansion on the way, as is usual in these ZVPs these days in the current meta. So, man, I've been doing a lot of live casting lately. I'm actually casting live with Gauntlet later today at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/GauntletSC2. Come say hi. There's a Gauntlet open. We're going to have pro players, GM players, masters as well. It's a good way to spend your Sunday evening. Ling's going to get in here for a scout. Oh, with block with a pylon immediately from Neeb, though. Why did I assume they'd get through? Neeb was ready. He was ready for it. So anyway, come say hi. I did some live casting with the Nidus for the WCS 2017 Jönköping. Anyway, that's a country in Sweden for their open brackets, actually, as they were getting geared up for the playoff on the Saturday before the main event. Lings, oh, they do get in. Lings get in for the scout, so he does see the Stargate opening. Nicely done, Lings there, checking to see the main base if anything crazy is happening, like 18 Stargates, and no, there's not. There's just the one. There's just the one. So anyway, go ahead and what I've been doing lately, as these Lings, one of them gets killed by a probe, is I've been hosting the channels I'm streaming live on Twitch, like Gauntlet and the Nidus, on my channel at twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. So if you're interested, seeing if I'm live streaming, just check out my channel, and it will be hosting what I'm actually streaming on somebody else's channel. I know it's a little confusing, but basically you just want to check out my twitch.tv account from time to time, especially on Saturdays and Sundays is generally when I can be doing it if you want to see that I'm live casting. I also try to put, I actually do put up notifications on my Twitter page at twitter.com/FalconPaladin and Facebook at facebook.com/FalconPaladin when I'm live streaming as well. So a lot of ways you can see when I'm doing it. If you do want to see the live Falcon Paladin cast with somebody else, which is not something I do a lot, but I want to do a little more, so duo casting is pretty fun. It's actually nice to kind of bounce ideas off other people and have them fill in the blanks of things you're not quite sure about. It's just team stuff. All right, so this Oracle is named Falcon Paladin. Formerly SC2 caster Falcon Paladin, all of his casting equipment was destroyed by a battle between Zerg and Terran. In order to get revenge, he gained special permission from the Protoss to pilot an Oracle. Wow. I am brave. Oracles die real fast. Bit of a harass back here as well at the third base. The Nerchio threw up. One adept dies, the other one manages to get out. The Oracle got one kill here at the main base. Nothing to be super impressed about. Spore Crawler and Queen enough to shoo her away. No problem, although this is Falcon Paladin, so this one's a dude Oracle, I guess. Another Oracle coming in. The double Oracle been pretty common as well, I want to say, here in ZVP in the current meta. What is that? Are those birds eating like a Zergling? Never noticed that before. That's crazy. Oracle checking to see, yeah, third base is still here. There are 2 queens here and a spore crawler coming up. There's no easy pickings at all. Adepts moving out across the map with those oracles. About 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Roach Warren on the way. 3 queens here to fight Adepts faster than queens with that shade ability. Even if the queens are on creep and the Adepts decide not to push in after all. Also, quick plug for my podcast, which I've started a couple weeks ago now. I got a couple editions under the belt. I've been doing them with Wade, one of my subscribers from Australia. Link in the description of that one as well. You can just search any of your podcast apps, whatever it is. We're on iTunes, especially if you just search Falcon Space Paladin. For some reason, Falcon Paladin, one word, doesn't show it, but Falcon Space Paladin will. So we don't talk about all StarCraft. We've been talking about movies and music and video games and artificial intelligence and some things you'd probably be interested in. All right, so Adepts and Oracles here. Oracles are here to take out the Lings. Queens trying to get rid of the Oracles themselves. Adepts not doing super well here, and actually they are doing better than I thought. Oracles picking off a couple workers here at the main base. Oracles swinging on over to the third here where there are some roaches to defend, but again, roaches just don't kill Adepts fast enough to be super efficient deterrents in this situation. That said, more Lings popping out. The Adepts are going to Psionic transfer their way on out. So, trades, 4 Adepts were killed, 4 Lings, or rather 29 Lings and 4 drones were killed. Lings trying to get that surround action up on these Adepts, killing one of them before they can escape. The other ones do manage to get out. The 2 manage to head back home. Stasis wards thrown up at the front door of, essentially the front door of the third base and the natural base here. There is still a backdoor way to access the third. If Nerchio wants to go back there, he can do it. Immortal production begun for Neeb. Immortal can't get out to the rally point because there was a probe in the way. The probe did, thankfully, move there. Lair's already done for Nerchio. Going for a Spire here. And there's that Spire working on that second gas in the main. He already has 2 gases in both of his expansions, so a little bit late on that one, funnily enough. And now a 4th base coming up for Nerchio up into the left of his third. Hallucinated Phoenix scouting stuff out, and we do have Glear Reconstitution coming up for Nerchio, so likely going to be some kind of a Roach Ravager play, or at least something fairly Roach heavy, as Lings are here at the third base trying to kill as many probes as possible. Doing okay with it. Actually getting 2, forcing them to fight for their lives, losing mining time. And a couple of the Lings even managed to escape with their lives there. Phoenix flying around. Does scout that 4th base out, right? Yeah. Scouts that 4th base out. What is happening? Go away. Go away, overlay. I don't know what I pressed, but I pressed some things. Oracle, double Oracle group coming to fly on in here, see what they can see. Revelation thrown down, catching a single creep tumor to kill it. Revelation thrown down, catching another creep tumor to kill it, but they missed one in the middle. So that actually doesn't do as much as Neeb hoped. But we got a couple Immortals, some Sentries, Zealots here as well. Crocobile thrown on down, dodged easily. And +1 melee attack on the way from Neeb. Templar Archives coming in as well. 9, 10 drones at a time, 12 drones at a time for Nerchio. He's tied up, but he's about to have a huge influx of workers to pull himself ahead of the Protoss player. Baneling Nest in, Evolution Chamber in. I'm not personally a huge fan of going Banelings against Protoss, but honestly, they'll kill most of the stuff in this particular composition. There are a lot of Zealots, 4 Zealots, 5 Zealots, an Adept, and a bunch of Sentries. If you can hit them with the Banelings, everything's going to die. However, the Sentries are forced to use Force Fields against them to render them useless, which does use Force Fields that could come up later in the game. So it's kind of trading Banelings for energy, which helps you in the next battles if you're Nerchio. We will see if that's how that plays out here. 4th base coming up for Neeb south of his natural. We do have a bit of a Roach Ravager attack, actually a large one for the 8-minute mark coming into this third base for Neeb. He's got his gateways up. Not as easy to get in there as it used to be. Crocobile's landing, trying to get that pylon down. 1 pylon down. Photon Overcharge up on the other one, and it is going to force the Roach Ravager composition back here. More Roaches, more Ravagers on the way from Nerchio. 10 Roaches in production. 16 Lings coming in as well. Got his 4th base fully saturated. How do they do this? How do they get fully saturated on 4 bases in 8 minutes? Legacy of the Void is crazy times. Templar on the way from Neeb, whether that's for Archons or Templar. We'll see if he gets Storm or not. Feedback not usually super useful against the Zerg army unless you can catch Overseers, I guess. But even then, meh. Roach Ravager harassing this third base again. Oh, they get the Mothership Core. Nice pickoff there, actually. Couple Phoenix, and here comes some Zealot Archon against this composition. Now come the Immortals and the Sentries using Guardian Shield as well. Pretty great concave from Nerchio here, though. Doing a lot of work. Banelings want to get some hits, but they're kind of stuck behind the Roaches and the Ravagers here. What is going on, Mouse? Calm down, Mouse. We got this. We got this. The Banelings walking and getting target fired down. Hitting on Archons is also okay with Neeb. There we go, absorbing those hits. Archon does end up falling, but that is a really cost-inefficient trade there. Force field is used as well. It's a great effect. Third base still a little bit under assault here. More Banelings come in without speed. Mind you, can the Banelings hit anything they want to? No, the Archons taking all those hits, and the Archons dying in the process. Immortals in the back having a great time. 5 kills and 12 kills. And Roaches coming for a bad rally, trying to walk past that natural base, and somehow Nerchio forced to retreat with these Ravagers here. It is 181 to 126 total supply. Nerchio has a big lead here, both in workers and in army supply. Phoenix following this army around. Just a couple of them to lift and kill as necessary. More Templar coming in, more High Templar turning themselves into Archons, but there's a bit of a delay. Force fields again, catching these Roaches and these Ravagers out of position, and bam, bam, bam. Corrosive Biles hitting a couple things, mostly missing though. Just trying to do what they can. The Pulsar Beams picking off Ravagers here. They don't have many hit points, and look at this, actually getting killed by these Oracles. This is an insane battle for just game 1 here. Corrosive Biles landing, killing some of these sentries, as well. Lings coming in from reinforcements, actually picking off Archons. That's not something you see every day. Photon Overcharge coming up as well, and the Roaches and the Ravagers forced to retreat again for Nerchio. He's not giving up though. He's making 13, 15 more Roaches right now, which is really good against the number of Zealots that are on the ground. Are these the same Immortals? 21 and 12 kills on these Immortals. Also +2 done for Nerchio for his ground units. While there's no upgrades whatsoever for Nerchio here, that actually hurts quite a lot to not have those upgrades available. Pushing out that creep spread as... Nope, never mind. Creep Tumor dies. Actually, Neeb coming all the way down to this third base. A bunch of Ravagers and a bunch of Banelings going to pop right now, right on top of this army. That's going to push Neeb back just a little bit here. Banelings all gone as per usual. Actually catching one of those Oracles with Corrosive Bile. These Oracles having a great time. 8 kills on that one Oracle. I'm going to say that one is Falcon Paladin. That's me. That's me with 8 kills at the 11-minute mark. That is a boss Oracle to be sure. Immortals trying to retreat home. They're severely outnumbered, and that's going to be it for the Immortal group. That's a huge problem. Stasis Ward. No, the Stasis Ward. I didn't see it, and neither did Nerchio. Catches most of this army in a stasis. What a brilliant play by Neeb. 5th base coming up for him along the left side as well, and I think we could take a bit of a breath there. This Oracle hanging... No, not Falcon Paladin. Oh, he dodged it. He dodged it. So smart. Such a smart pilot. It's his first time, too. Mind you, stasis wears off, and Nerchio continuing to push into this 4th base down below. Another stasis. Catches a small group of his units, about 6 of them there. But still pretty formidable here. He thought he got that cannon, and now he did. How are we doing this thing? +3's on the way from Neeb. More Banelings. Again, upgrades are for the weak, says Nerchio. I don't need them. Upgrades are for smaller, younger, less skilled people. This 4th base is under assault pretty darn well. That Immortal does end up falling. And the army retreating from this 4th base from Neeb. He doesn't like what he sees, actually. I don't know, he's got a bunch of Immortals here. A lot of Immortals. 5 Immortals, a couple Archons here as well, but just too many Stalkers and too many Zealots, I think. It's not looking good for our Protoss player. Oracle, Falcon Paladin has 9 kills now, trying to get more. This is just contributing to the war effort. Are all the probes? The probes aren't retreating. They're still mining here, but it is definitely a straight-up war zone right now. 11 kills. 11 kills, and Nerchio refusing to give up here. 5th base on the way from Neeb. Despite all of this harassment, he's been under. This is why he's one of the best Protoss players on planet Earth. Archon gone. 4th base abandoned. Neeb says, I have a 5th base. I can mine from there. I'll be fine. All right, so getting the 4th base, a pretty big get for Nerchio. Neeb trying to come back and pick off some Roaches and some Ravagers while the attacks are going on. Actually, can he save it? And, no, he does not save the 4th. It does end up exploding there. Still, Zealots rocking on in. Archons and Immortals. This is a lot of big, beefy ground units for Neeb. Any Roaches are going to die immediately to this. +3, 7 Immortal group. Archons picking Overlords out of the sky. Bad rally? Looks like a bad rally from Nerchio, actually. Trying to take the central Zelnaga Watchtower, the only one that is on this map in this game. Surprise flank from the left side for Nerchio. All over Neeb's stuff. Corrosive Bile's getting more hits than you'd expect. Trying to kite backwards. Maxed out Nerchio versus 136 supply. Neeb, but this is how it's supposed to work with Protoss. They have the more cost-efficient units, but so much Ashen Saliva just pushing on to these Immortals. Corrosive Bile's taking down pylons as well. The army's suddenly at the front door. He is surrounded on both sides by Archons. And Zealot, he doesn't like this position. He's going to pull back down to the 4th base, which is being replanted by Neeb, because of course it is. Falcon Paladin's up to, still has, actually has 12 kills. Corrosive Bile's taking down an Immortal. Lings surrounding the Archons as well, but Archons with +3 do so well against Lings, especially if they have, they have +1 melee attack. That's good. That's pretty good stuff. And Nerchio forced to retreat. Once again, this match isn't stopping you guys. Nerchio's at 600 APM. Neeb's at 334 and seems very slow by comparison, but Immortals reproducing, not reproducing, just producing? I don't know if they can reproduce. They're robots. Ling's checking to see, is there a 5th base by Neeb? Yes, there is. Yes, there is. I gotta kill it. More Ravagers on the way. More Roaches pushing up with the Banelings mixed in as well. Again, Banelings haven't really gotten major hits. Zealots head along this left side. Do get scouted a little bit. Trying to go after this 5th base of Nerchio's. Meanwhile, 5th base of Neeb, he just abandons it. He's like, you know what? You can have this base. My 4th base is back now, so we're just going to call it good. You can have that one. It's a nice neighborhood. Zealots do get intercepted by Zerglings and a small group of Roaches and Ravagers who come back to protect this 5th base. Can they get there? They're going after the hatch with +3. They're no joke. Are they going to get it? It's so close. Down to 90, 70, 60, 50, 51 hit points. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. All right, so Neeb can't get the 5th base. He loses his own 5th base. The 4th base is up, but it's severely oversaturated. He's got 65 workers on essentially 3 bases, which is just too much. It is too many workers. He wishes he had his 5th at the 16-minute mark here, but no. No, he doesn't. Still maxed out as Nerchio. Still going for these fully... +1 missile attack is done. Corrosive Bile is taking down a pylon, depowering these 2 gateways moments before they die. Banelings crashing on those Zealots. That's what you like to see, taking those Zealots out pretty darn cost efficiently. That 3rd base is about to die, but Nerchio does pull back to deal with the responding army here. Sentries, Archons, Immortals. It just looks like such a big Roach Ravager army from Nerchio right now. Army supply is 5,000 to 3,000. Yeah, Nerchio has a pretty big lead here, walking through the force fields like they're not even there because they actually weren't that well placed in all reality. Zealots warping in right on top of the battle. The 3rd base does end up falling. These probes are long distance mining off. Photon overcharge pylon gets killed, and Nerchio pulling back once again after corrosive biling and trying to kill some of those Immortals, but it doesn't actually really work. 6th and 7th bases up for Nerchio along this left side, as far away as he can get from Neeb's units. Immediately replanning his 3rd as soon as the army's gone is Neeb. That's exactly how you want to play this thing, is immediate replants. As soon as bases are killed, as soon as it's safe to do so. Like, you don't want to just straight up lose it, right? Because that's terrible, but like lose it again, that'd be bad news. Yeah, Nerchio says if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He says, I've killed 3 bases with this composition. I'm keeping Neeb really stuck below where he wants to be economically right now, and I need to do it again. A couple Archons here and an Immortal. There's just not a big enough army for Neeb right now. He's going to lose this 4th. The Immortals are coming down here, but they're severely outnumbered. Banelings, I guess, could kill this group of Zealots that have come in. They're trying to target fire something down. Photon overcharge is up. The Zealots getting evaporated by the Baneling splash. Trying to get those workers as well. Almost taking them out. Corrosive Biles landing on top of the Immortals, and that's it. A good game out of Neeb. Neeb is defeated, and Nerchio is victorious here in game number 1. Oh my gosh, this is a 7-game series, you guys. 7-game series. If they're all like this, I'm going to have a heart attack. That was as nonstop as EVP as you're ever going to see. Okay, it was exciting at the first with the block action, then it kind of slowed down a little bit, but then it was just nonstop. Roaches, Ravagers, Banelings. Roaches, Ravagers, Banelings on a Neeb on these 4 bases, then 5 bases, then 6 and 7 bases, and just killing bases of his own while Neeb couldn't quite keep up. Couldn't quite keep up. Resources lost here. 36,000 lost by the Zerg compared to that 30. That's 36 for Neeb too. Huh. A little bit more gas loss for Nerchio. Pretty even, but the extra bases he had really allowed him to just make even trades and win anyway. So that's game 1. We'll come back with game 2 of this best of 7 in just a second. Welcome back to the best of 7 grand finals for WCS Austin 2017, everybody. Game 2 will be between Neeb and Nerchio on Newkirk Precinct. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the Zerg player sporting the color red, hailing from Poland. It is Nerchio. And in the bottom left side of the map, in the blue, is the Protoss player from the United States of America, Neeb. Nerchio up 1-0 in this best of 7 series, but it's not over yet. It's not over yet, fans of Neeb. I can just tell you that much. There is many, many games to go here. At the very least, Nerchio needs to win 3 more to move on. So come on, not a StarCraft to go. Don't give up on your hero yet. Those of you who are Protoss fans, and I know there are many of you on the channel. Newkirk Precinct has somewhat of a wide ramp to wall off here, but most of the maps actually these days are a little bit difficult to deal with. Just a lot of space to cover. Some early lings can get in more often than not if the Zerg player wants to sacrifice that early hatch to get there. And Nerchio does not. He's got his early hatch coming on down, got probe moving across the map. Not going to block it this time. Neeb was able to do a pretty darn good block next time at Nerchio and still ended up losing the game. So it just goes to show the early stuff can help you win the game, but it's not a guarantee that everything will go your way. Extractor pool now coming up for Nerchio. Probe sees this. He's all right. Don't have to worry about early lings for quite a while. Going to do some mineral harass here. See what this does. It keeps all the other drones off of this particular mineral field because the probe is on it, and it's a little bit little damaging. Little damaging to Nerchio's mineral income. But once you pick up a mouthful of minerals, you can't do that anymore. So it's very tricky. It's very tricky to pull off. It's very APM intensive, and really only the highest level pros do this thing in their games because they're a little bit bored early on. There's not a whole lot to do other than build stuff. Nothing to micro out on the field, so might as well practice your micro skills with this single probe, right? It's kind of like a MOBA. Like, this is your hero. This is your hero. These are the mobs. Trying to kill them. Although that's really difficult, actually, for a probe to kill that many drones. Even one is super impressive. So maybe they're not mobs. Maybe they're other heroes. And you're just way outnumbered. Cybercore down. Neeb, what you got for us, Neeb? What you making for us? That is the higher tech that we have come here to see. There's a pylon at the back of the main base. There's a pylon at the front door. It's warp gate research and an adept. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. What's he? Are you serious? He's not going to give us any. No Stargate, no Twilight Council. Stargate. Yay. Stargate it is. Back here in the main base. All right. So Oracle name going to come out again. We've got a good one. Good one for sure. This one's actually a pairing. It's an Oracle and Reaper pairing. I wasn't quite sure how to do that. Yeah, maybe we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one for a PVT when I cast that. We've got a better one for this match anyway. Third hatch coming up at the 3-minute mark for Nerchio. That is super duper quick, but you can get away with it if your opponent goes for that early Nexus. You can do it, Zerg players. Believe. Believe in yourself. Adept here just to kill lings. Bop. Nicely done. Got 2 kills already. Some more lings come out. That queen stabbing away, and Sonic Transfer gets her out of that sticky situation. It's a good way to get out. It's basically the same thing. You know, it's a little harder to do, but it's basically the same thing that battle cruisers have with that transwarp ability. It's a transwarp tactical jump. I think it's tactical jump. Boop. See, you come in with your attack. You don't jump into the attack. You come into the attack normally, and then you can get out. Because there's a cooldown on that. You don't want to warp into the situation and then have to slow move home like this adept is. Anyway, Oracle on the way, and her name is going to be Natasha Romanoff. After the falling out of her original team, the Avengers, and essentially betraying Tony Stark during the Civil War, the lovely lady we know as Black Widow set out to find who she felt was the only other person trying to hide the monster he was before, Bruce Banner. When learning about Nerazim technology that can use revelation to detect and track cloaked units, like the Quinjet the Hulk escaped in, she quickly hijacked one and set off to find him. To this day, she pilots this Oracle using stasis wards to keep pursuers off her tail and pulsar beams when aggression is necessary. All right, Natasha Romanoff stealing an Oracle plane here. Quinjet, I don't know. Phoenix out for Neeb too, catching these scouting overlords. Overlord, no, there's Phoenix. Get out of there. Lings here. Lings trying to get in. They could. There's a bit of an open door here. They could sneak in if they wanted. But instead they're going after these adepts where they are a little bit outnumbered. It's not a good thing. Third base coming in. Oh, they're trying to shut down the third base of Neeb, but adepts shut that down themselves. All right. Oracle, where are you doing stuff? You doing stuff? Not really. No kills yet. Killing creep tumors would be nice if Oracles could do it, but can't hit buildings, unfortunately for them. Spore Crawler Queen combination, really difficult for Natasha here, but Queen's stabbing away. I mean, at this point, Revelation's going to be your best bet. Although I've heard some local casters call it Revelate. Is it Revelate? No, it's Revelation. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Lings are here at this third base. Oh, they're going to take down these adepts before, as they're warping in. Taking that extra damage is not good. Second Adept, only 2 of them can attack her. Can she escape before she dies? The answer is just... Oh, I thought she got it. I thought she got it. Going after this pylon. The photon overcharge is coming up, though. Mothership comes in, and Nerchio sees that. Definitely sees it. Adepts at the front door of Nerchio as well. Splitting up. Roach is deciding to follow the ones into the main base, while 2 kind of get free and clear into the third. Oh, they canceled. They canceled and went out. The 2 at the third base, though, did not cancel. They're going to kill a bunch of drones here. Are we not in game heart for this game? I don't think we... maybe we are. Only 1 drone has been lost. Only 1 drone was lost with all that? That is surprising. That is surprising to me for sure. Robotics facility and a forge on the way from Neeb. Those upgrades and those robotics facility units are super incredibly useful against Zerg. You want them. You want the upgrades. You want the big beefy stuff to deal with the bigger stuff that Nerchio has. Adepts might catch some of these transferring drones. Can they catch them? Roaches instead catching their attention. There's Adepts in the natural mineral line. What is happening? How did you get back there? That's what Nerchio was thinking too. He's like, how do these Adepts get back here? I did not see this. I was not ready for this at all. And the Adept gonna escape with her life? Yes, she does. She escapes with her life. She's super injured though. Adepts walking into the main base as well. Are we just mass adepting with resonating glaives here? That's probably what we're doing. As it turns out, look at that. Killing a queen. Going after these drones. Trying to split up the attacks and Sonic transferring out where a bunch of roaches are waiting. And they pick off one of the Adepts as the group tries to retreat. Templar Archives on the way. Again, either for Storm or for Archons is going to be good here. Depending on, is it just going to be more Roach Ravager out of Nerchio? Looks like it is. He says, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. I'm going to go Roach Ravager until the end of days. And if you can stop me, Neeb, then congratulations. But if not, I'm going to be up 2-0 in this series, which is really hard to come back from. 18 Lings on the way, 4 Ravagers on the way. Nerchio has 46 workers and Neeb has 69. Neeb has so many workers right now. Where are they? I guess he's just oversaturating his third and his main base a little bit. Coming in from all sides, Roaches, Ravagers. Just Roaches actually. Guardian Shield is up here, tacking on directly on top of these sentries. Bad news for the sentries. Immortals at the back having a great time already against this number of Roaches, Ravagers. Surprise! From the right side, surprise Ravagers here. The sentries are getting killed as they're just so squishy and so right in the back because they're the slowest unit to retreat here. This is looking really bad for Neeb. Holy cow, his entire army is gone. This third base could also be gone as well. Natasha Romanov has 7 kills, is being involved in this battle. A lot of dead probes here. 7, 8, 10 dead probes. Can they get this third base? More Lings rolling in. And actually, no, going after the army instead. I think he could have got that third. But instead, he goes to fight against the Adepts, against the Oracles, and doing fairly well for themselves as well. Natasha is up to 8 kills now. This third base, I think, is going to fall. I don't see any way of saving it. It's down to, 14 hit points gone. Third base is gone, and Nerchio sacrificed those workers to make that thing happen. He's still down 10 workers, but he's got 3 bases, where Neeb has 2, and Neeb's army is not that big right now either. It is, what are we looking at here, 2,300? Compared to, I guess it's about 2,300, so it's about even, but Neeb has to sit back and defend this new third base that he's warping in. Nerchio, on the other hand, continuing to drone up a little bit. Storm is on the way from Neeb. He didn't have Storm in Game 1, and maybe that's something he wishes that he had. Spire on the way from Nerchio as well. Oracle. Natasha Romanov picking off some transferring drones. Every little bit's going to help here. Every little bit's going to help. 12 kills on this Oracle. Some of them also Roaches and Ravagers, which is pretty amazing. Getting a couple of the drones on the gas. Natasha, run. Oh, she got hit by some queens, but she's alive. 28 hit points to her name, and 14 kills. Fourth base on the way from Nerchio. Adepts do see it, but Adepts decide instead to go after this third, killing more of these drones in total. 18 drones have been killed so far, so I mean, Neeb is no slouch in harassment himself. The third base for Neeb, he's long distance mining from it, which is just horribly inefficient, but it's better than doing nothing. Now the third base is back. It's got 24 workers. He's trying to go for a fourth base, but guess what? Overlord poop. Overlord poop here at this fourth base location. Sentries and a Stalker are the only things that can shoot up, but it's enough to shoo him away. Now the creep is going to recede. Yeah, Storm could be big against the Ravagers mostly. Roaches, a little bit more resistant to Storm just because they have 145 hit points, which is quite a bit when it comes to Zerg units. I mean, not as much as Ultras, obviously, but as far as stuff you're sending out on the field, Roaches are some of the more beefy, to be sure. So Templar are slow. You want to keep them behind your army. Don't move them into the other army. Never a good thing. Don't do that. And yeah, that fourth base is coming up for Neeb. Again, delayed because the fourth base for Nerchio is already done. Bit of some more Adept Harass here. Roaches with not Resident Glaze, with Clear Reconstitution are faster. And can catch them and kill them. Another attempt to come down on in here with a Warp Prism. Queen. Yeah, that Adept's going to die. Goodbye, Adept. I really don't know what that was. Nerchio. Whoa. 13 Ravagers all at once here. Does he have any upgrades? He's working on +2 melee this time. I think he got stuck on +1 melee last time, so he's upgrading. And no upgrades for the Roaches and Ravagers yet. Nerchio is not a believer in getting as many upgrades as you can. He just kind of overwhelms you with units, which is kind of amazing to see. I thought for sure Neeb was going to have a better time of it in Game 1 since his upgrade advantage was so huge, but nope, not the case. Banelings morphing in on the front lines. If the Phoenix do scout this thing, the fourth base is under attack, though. It's in a way big problem here. Some long-distance mining probes getting picked off. 4 of them for free. Here we go. Flank attack. Storms on the Banelings, keeping them away. The Banelings do get some hits on the sentries, though. It's exactly what you want, though. Good. Storms, though, forcing Nerchio back temporarily, but he's coming back on in. Corrosive Biles are landing. Immortals just standing in, focusing down Roaches where they can. Banelings coming on top of them as well, and suddenly the army for Neeb is shrinking. Photon Overcharge is here, though. Mothership Core just about dead, but not dead yet. Natasha Romanoff has 22 kills, and the Zerg army is gone. Photon Overcharge and the Immortals did their work there. 7 kills, 15 kills on this Immortal today. The High Templar with their Storm, they get credit for anything. They weakened up a lot of the units. I don't think they actually killed anything, though, so they don't get credit, which is unfortunate. They should definitely get assists on that one. So fourth base done for Nerchio. As previously mentioned, did not get as much damage as he wanted. I think he wanted to kill that third, or possibly go for the fourth as necessary. He was trying to sneak up into the fourth, but the Phoenix scouted him, and he was forced to kind of engage where he was. Infestation Pit on the way from Nerchio. We didn't see one of those in Game 1, liking this very much. Phoenix trying to fly in and kill Ravagers as necessary. Corrosive Biles, nice dodge by Neeb. The Phoenix dodge, great stuff. Ravager killed by Phoenix. That's just... They're not even light. They're not even light units. How does that work so well? This Phoenix just have a lot of DPS. Just have a lot of DPS is what they have. So fourth base, Ling's running out from that. Trying to see what they can find, and what they're going to find is nothing. They're actually going to kill this. Oh, sees the birth of the fifth base. Sees the birth of the fifth base. Ling's coming on down. Maybe going to try to shut this thing out, but no. Neeb recognizes this has been scouted, sends his army up to deal with any attempt at a counterattack that we're seeing here. Ling sneaking on down, trying to come from 3 different lanes right now as Nerchio, all at the same time. See what he can do. This Natasha, 22 kills on Natasha Romanoff, throwing down Revelation on the main base. So yeah, he's got the Lings coming in to shut down that fifth base while he stages a major attack on the third base. Is it going to work? I think it's going to work. He distracted most of the army here. Just pulled back. It was just a feint, and he does... Oh, was that a cancel? That wasn't even a cancel. Neeb doesn't even cancel his fifth base there. Ooh. What a play by Nerchio. What a beautiful feint. Brings his army and says, hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm going to kill your third. Neeb responds with everything, and he loses his fifth in the process. Ouch. Ouch, indeed. And production tab for Neeb is pretty empty. He's making some probes, but that's about it right now. He really wants that fifth base. Do have some Zealots, again, with their upgrades. +3 attack is done on those Zealots. Yeah, upgrade tab looking pretty good for the Protoss. It's got charge, +3 attack, resonating glaives, +2 melee is done, bailing speed is done, and glial reconstitution and zergling speed. About it. Major battle here. Both players backing off, not really liking what they're seeing there. So Archons in exchange for Templar? No, in addition to, there are still High Templar here floating around with their floaty capes and their braids and whatnot. Checking the fourth base, making sure it's okay. Creep spread looking pretty fantastic, actually. Nerchio's creep spread is one of the best in the business. TLO also a huge fan of that there. Creep spread, Banelings, Infestors, Queens, Lings running on in. They know that fifth base is being replanted. Revelation tossed down again by Natasha. And sitting behind the smoke and going in with the Banelings. There's really nothing to kill with Banelings, as it turns out. They do kill a single probe, which is not really enough. Army coming up by Neeb, kind of piece by piece here. Not a great angle for him. Corrosive Biles, bam, bam, bam. Storms do take down one of the Roaches. Nerchio pulling back. I thought he had a preferable angle there. I don't know why he didn't. Fifth base on the way for him as well. So Nerchio doing pretty well on that 5-base economy. Corrosive Fungal Bile taking down an Archon. That Fungal plus Corrosive Bile combo is so good. But look at this. The Zealot Warpins in the main base by Neeb. There's really nothing to kill here, though. There's a spawning pool, I guess, which is super annoying. Infestor here you can kill as well. There's the Burrow. Ling's coming in trying to deal with this thing. And I mean, taking down a Spore Crawler is great, but I think Neeb's okay with this. This is probably why Neeb keeps most of his tech in his natural, because nobody ever drops the natural in the late game. Another big engagement here in the middle of the map. Corrosive Bile's landing on top of the Immortals, hitting them pretty hard, engaging that barrier ability. Bailing's on top of the Immortals. 3 Immortals do sacrifice themselves to let the rest of the army go away. Is this Zealot still here? He's got 3 kills and 4 hit points, and the Infested Terrans will finish him off. Yeah, sup, Infested Terrans. That's not a good existence. Adrenal Glands just now starting for Nerchio, getting the attack speed up on those Lings, which is just increases their DPS by like 80%, it feels like. With Adrenal Glands, that's a big deal. So 5th base done for Neeb. He has lost a base, but he's still up officially. Nerchio's 5th is done, but 69 to 53 Harvesters. Neeb has a big economy right now. Is he abandoning the 5th? Abandons the 5th. Vipers are here with Blinding Cloud. Neeb wants nothing to do with that, and the 5th base is gone without argument from Nerchio. Or from Neeb rather. What is going on? Alright, so replanting immediately there slows down Neeb pretty intensely. 68 workers on 4 bases. He is oversaturated on the one mining base that well, one of the mining bases is oversaturated. I guess they're all long-distance mining is what they're doing. Carriers have arrived from Neeb, though. That's why. He let that 5th base go because he was waiting for carriers. If they got there a little sooner, it would have been better for him. Corruptors on the way. Greater Spire on the way from Nerchio now. Getting, again, that Corruptor count's going to be pretty big importance. Can't really deal with carriers with Roach Ravager, as it turns out. Possibly with Neural Parasite, but I don't see that being researched either. So attack coming on in. Natasha and Friend, 22 kills on that Oracle, seeing what they're dealing with here at this 5th base. Splitting out. Another big Warpin. Oh! Destroyed the Warp Prism. Big Warpin in the main base killed by Corruptors, who killed the Warp Prism in the middle of the transfer. Nicely done by Nerchio. Storm along this left side. They do pick off the Templar, though. Nerchio essentially maxed out on stuff I don't know that he really wants as far as these Lings and Roaches go. Look at him split, though. Look at him split so nicely between the front door of his natural base and this 5th base. Spore Crawlers coming in. A lot of Spore Crawlers coming in. Creep spread happening as well. Looks like Neeb wants a 6th base. Clearing out the debris at the 6th base location to the right of his main. And Corruptor still making Corruptors. Again, Greater Spire. A lot of Spores on the way here. So Nerchio's dealt with this before. He's seen the carrier transition out of Protoss, and this is what he's choosing to do. Some Lings with +2 attack and Adrenal Glands. Going to try to take down this base, and I think they could do it, actually. This cannon, although the army not that great, or the armor, rather, on the Lings not that great. Lings trying to get on top of these probes. Zealots say no. No, you are not allowed. You are not allowed to do that, friend. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Banelings, double Banelings with +2 attack. Do one-shot probes. They're going to try to get into this 5th base and kill him. There's an Immortal here and a bunch of cannons, so I'm not sure how well this is going to work out for the Bans, but they're going to try it anyway. Sneak, 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 sneak. Zealot sees it, and big-time hit. 11 probes killed. 57 to 50 Harvesters now. Attack coming in with this carrier group, though. He's got 5 carriers with upgrades. Shield upgrade +1 air weapons is on the way, but not quite there yet. It's hard to get those upgrades and all your ground upgrades at the same time as it turns on out. So we're maxed out versus maxed out here. More Corruptors on the way. We got to zoom out for this one. This is a big clash coming in. Fungal, top of the Archons. Fungal Bile taking on the Archon. Oh, missing the Archons, actually. I think they killed an Oracle. No, is that an Oracle? I don't know what that was. It was all cloaked and weird looking. Spore Crawlers up as well. Storms, Banelings on top of the units in front. Corrosive Bile's landing. And those Storms are basically no man's land for the Zerg. I don't know if Nerchio ever wants to go in there with anything. Feedback. Catching feedback on one of the Infestors. That was nice. That was a nice pick off there, but we are just at standoff right now. More Corruptors on the way. How many do we have? 9 Corruptors on the way. Bit of a poke in from Roaches. Trying to chain fungal these carriers a little bit. And, I mean, hurts them, but the shields come back is the problem. Got to get a lot of chain fungal to chain fungal a carrier group. That is for sure. 6th base up and functional for Neeb here. A lot of drones dead. Ah, the 5th base up top, or 4th base up top rather. Zealots taking that one apart. Army responds, and it's time to push, says Neeb. Storm on top of everything along that right side as well. Carriers dealing with the spore crawlers. Not really worried about him as far as anti-air is concerned. Picking off creep tumors. This 7th base of Nerchio's is going to die, and suddenly losing bases is Nerchio right here. An eye on pulse crystals on the way, I guess, for if there's mutas. Storms, corruptor count. They do abduct and trying to destroy. Oh, they're actually trying, not even focusing down the mothership. What was that? Neural parasite on one of the carriers attacking its own friends here. Corruptor's not focusing what they need to do, and that's a good game out of Nerchio. Oh, Nerchio's defeated. Neeb is victorious here in game number 2. What was, I guess, okay, so 10 Corruptors, 4 Ravagers, an Infestor, a Roach, and a Broodlord. From Nerchio is left with 5 Carriers, 6 Immortals, an Archon, 7 Zealots. Yeah, that's a much bigger army for Neeb. As it turns out, and he lost those bases. He couldn't really replant them. He was mineral starved at the same time. Tried to make that thing work. Tried to use the Corruptors well, but look at him. I think they're trying to attack Interceptors here. That was weird. They did end up getting the mothership, but it should have been faster, and they should have been able to get these carriers down as well. And I think that might have been enough to kill these carriers with the Corruptors. Would have been enough, but he didn't get it off. Didn't get it done. So we're tied up here. Neeb 1, Nerchio 1 after game 2. So let's go into game 3 starting in just a second. Welcome back to this best of 7 between Neeb and Nerchio from the WCS Austin 2017 Grand Finals. We are tied up, everybody, 1-1 after the first 2 games. And this will be game number 3 on Abyssal Reef, the Ladder Edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Neeb. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Nerchio. So Nerchio's pretty much gone with this Roach, Ravager, Ling, Baneling thing. The first couple games, he did switch over to Corruptor once Neeb went Sky Toss, but it seems this is what he wants to do, whereas Hydroling Bane has kind of been the meta for a lot of Zergs against Protoss. I like what Nerchio is doing here. I like it very much indeed. To the top left side of the map, Neeb, on the other hand, doing pretty much whatever he needs to do. A lot of Immortals, obviously, in response to the Roaches that Nerchio wants to throw at him. Zealots, but not in huge numbers. Some Zealot counterattacks were able to kill a couple bases of Nerchio in that last game and really played a huge part. Huge part in it. Nerchio takes his expansion at his 3rd base location. No big deal. Probe says, "Where is your expansion, Nerchio?" The answer is, it's already up. It's already up, Neeb, and you will never find it. And by never find it, I mean Neeb's immediately going to go scout it. Watch. Yep, there's the right turn. There's the other right turn. And sees it. No problem. No problemo. And Neeb says, "I have been bamboozled." I've been bamboozled, and it's not a great feeling. Expansion on the way for Neeb here. Got ourselves a gateway coming up, and Cybercore next of all for Neeb. There's just, unless you're cannon rushing or proxying or something, this is just the standard of all standard builds of all time that Neeb is showing us here. Neeb's going to do it better than anybody else because that is Neeb, and that is how he rolls. Neeb says, I can block your attempt at taking your 3rd base at your natural location. Does that sound okay for you? No, says Nerchio, not at all. In fact, I'm going to wait for Lings to come out to escort my drone before I take that 3rd base, and you can't do anything about it. Cybercore on the way. 2nd assimilator done for Neeb as well, as is tradition. And a couple Lings on the way. Got ourselves a couple Queens at that, and drones coming up to saturate this natural base at the 3rd base location. I'm going to call this the 3rd from now on and call this other one the natural, even though it was the 3rd base created, because that's where my brain goes when I'm casting during big battles. I just go with what is normal here. Neeb's probe throws down a pylon, blocking it off temporarily. Are 2 Lings enough to kill this before it finishes? No, but 4 Lings are. 4 Lings definitely are. Goodbye health. There's the cancel. And Neeb gets his 75 minerals back. Nerchio takes his base, and his natural is here like nothing ever happened. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Got 3 bases on the way. Exactly what you want if you're a Zerg player. 23 to 27 harvesters. Neeb has that lead. He's going to have that lead because of double chrono boost on his nexuses here in the early stages of the game. But once Nerchio's 3rd base is done, that's when things get good for him. Stargate opening for Neeb. And, free drone kills. That's nice. Drones transferring right on top of this attempt. That's the thing. That's got to be the most dangerous thing for workers is that transfer, right? Just walking across the map, nobody really escorting you most of the time. La, 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 la. I hope nobody murders me as I'm going to do my job here, and then they do. That does happen. Another drone is killed, and the Adept is out. The Adept decides to transfer psionically away from here. Another Oracle. A lot of Oracles from Neeb here. This Oracle's name... Oh no, where'd my list go? My list has forsaken me. No, it hasn't. It's right here. This Oracle's name is gonna be Selenix. The sister of Selendis never did quite make it as far as her sister did. Century after century, glorious battles were fought and won by Selendis, while Selenix struggled to even get tasked with objectives in the field. Finally, Selendis decided that perhaps it was on a different path of glory in this war. She may find her own share of glory in this war-torn sector of the galaxy. After amputating her nerve cords, she became a focused apprentice to the teachings of the Nerazim. Now her mastery of the void has allowed her to pilot the esteemed Oracle star vessel, Entaro Zeratul. Selenix, may the void be with you. Queen's immediately shooting at her. She's like, wait, this is my first mission? And I have to go against Nerchio? This seems entirely unfair. And yeah, it is. 24 lings. What is Nerchio doing? I guess he's dealing with these Adepts that are coming across. This is pretty much what Neeb has done in the first couple games so far, is this Adept push at about 4 or 5 minutes with, you know, some Phoenix support and Oracle support here as well, and Nerchio's pretty well ready for it by now. Queen's going to block the ramp as best they can, but you can silently transfer through them. That's good. That's a cancel. There's too many lings. Yep, that's the cancel. Adepts walk into the front door normally. A little bit. Queen's stabbing away at these Adepts. The Oracles want to get involved. There are 2 of them now. Want to get involved in this battle, but can't quite do it. Ah, the Adepts finished the transfer. Here at the third base, I don't know about this. Couple drones die, but all of these Adepts are getting destroyed right now. That's 2 drones for how many Adepts? 6 Adepts? Not a good trade. Not a good trade. 750 resources lost for the Protoss player. 450 for the Zerg. Ling's moving out for Nerchio. If these aren't in movement, they're kind of a waste. Going after this third. What he's doing. Pylon up, photon overcharge up as well for Neeb here. Robotics facility coming in at the same time. Oracle's murdering stuff, trying to murder stuff. Gets a couple drones here at the third base. Selenix does something right, which is nice. Ling's here, gonna pick, there's that hold position on these probes. Exactly what you want to do. 3 free probe kills and then a quick retreat. Ta-da! Fourth base on the way from Nerchio at 5 minutes and 50 seconds. That is a very quick fourth out of Nerchio here. He's feeling extremely, my brain wanted to say incredibly and extremely at the same time, so it was like incredibly happy about that one. Stasis ward getting thrown down. Drone triggers it. Look at Nerchio, just aware of how this works. Here you go. You can stasis 1 drone. Congratulations. I hope you feel good about yourself. The Oracle does not. Selenix does not feel good about herself at all. Warp Prism, resonating glaives on the way for the Neeb as well. And this third base under assault. Couple Queens here. Oh, free drone transfer. That's where these drones have been dying, is drone transfers. So dangerous. Ugh, one of the Oracles is dead, and the other one just trying to get as many kills as possible. She has 5, which is good. Right, 10 drones have been killed so far. 4 probes lost their lives as well. Ling gets fully inside this main base. What the? That's a good scout there by Nerchio. How? Front door is wide open. The Protoss I play against don't leave this front door wide open. What is Neeb doing here? Photon overcharge to get rid of a Ling. Neeb, some questionable decisions here so far. Oracle hiding. Look at how well that blends. Can you barely see that, right, from that angle? That was amazing. All right, going Mass Adept at 7 minutes. I think this is all Neeb has right now. Yes, and a Phoenix. All right, Mass Adept with Resonating Glaives going after this 4th base. Probably going to get it. I guess there's Banelings and, hey, Baneling Hydra. Out for Nerchio. Remember when I said he doesn't do this? He apparently, if he needs to, he will. This is a lot of Adept. They're going to kill this. Evolution Chamber. Broodlings come out to get some shots off as well. Neeb walking right in here, but so many Banelings don't finish that transfer, and he doesn't. Woo, couple Adepts do finish their transfer here inside the natural base, but they die pretty quickly as well. This 4th base under assault. Banelings crashing on in. Oh, major Baneling hits on those Adepts. 17 Adepts have been killed. What? More Banelings and Hydras waiting for the transfer over to the 3rd base as well, and canceling that as well. I just don't see where Neeb has an advantage here. The Hydra is doing so well. The Adepts getting murdered. It's 128 to 88 total supply, 63 to 62 harvesters. Nerchio pushing up with his Hydras and his Lings, and Neeb has a Phoenix right now and 9 Adepts, which he just warped in. He's trying to make an Immortal here too, but he is severely outnumbered. Another group of Adepts are here, but Baneling Hydra against Mass Adept is a pretty fantastic composition. You want the Banelings though, don't forget those. Don't forget those, because against straight up Hydra, Hydras are light, they take that extra damage, right? Light biological extra damage taken from the Adepts. So don't just go with Hydras. I've tried that before, it doesn't work. What you want to do instead is actually go for the Banelings to take those out a little bit sooner. Baneling speed being researched. Drops on the way from Nerchio 2, +2 melee attack, which does help the Banelings because they're melee. And Robotics Bay on the way from Neeb at the same time. And it's just going to be so many Adepts, an Immortal, and a Sentry for Neeb here. Hydraling, Baneling, ready for it. Okay, you want to come out of those rocks? We're ready for you, says Nerchio. Baneling speed almost done. There it is. Centrifugal hooks, however you want to say it. 8 seconds from completing here. The Baneling's going to get caught out of position a little bit, but going for it anyway because, yes, Adepts are slow. Good force fields, though. Keeping some of them away. Here comes the surround from all sides, though. Army a little bit trapped here. Baneling's going to crash on into these groups. The Baneling speed is done. Does find an out. Neeb does find a way to escape, but all his sentries get picked off. That's not good news. Baneling, and that's it. Neeb with a GG. Whoa. Quick Neeb GG there. He's defeated and Nerchio was victorious. Yeah, understandable. 9 Adepts, 2 Stalkers left against 21 Hydralisks, 33 Lings, 15 Banelings, and 4 bases? Yeah, 4 bases while his 4th base was going to die. So Neeb goes down 2-1 in this series. Nerchio switches it up on him a little bit, going in response to the Mass Adept Hydra Baneling, and it works beautifully, particularly well. All right, we'll come back with another game in this series. That is a best of 7 in just a second. Game number 4. Oh, shoot. Let's fix that. Best of 7. Neeb has 1. Nerchio has 2. There, we're back. The live experience. We are back with game number 4 of Neeb and Nerchio from WCS 2017 Grand Finals here on Proxima Station. In the top right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Nerchio. And in the bottom left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Neeb. All right, Neeb versus Nerchio. We've seen this, seems strangely familiar, as though I've cast some of these games before, but not on Proxima Station. This is the first time we've seen this. So this is game 4 of our best of 7. Neeb is in a bit of a hole now. Right at this point, Nerchio just needs 2 more wins to win the whole thing, and Neeb needs a full 3. So it's going to be an uphill climb, that's for sure. But whoa, is he going Nexus first? Yeah, Neeb feels pretty safe on this map, right? You can wall off this tiny ramp and have 2 bases, no problem. Ding! There's your Nexus. And 3rd base, a little bit harder to hold, but that's going to be the trade-off for having such an early base to take at your back door. Nerchio is going hatch first into an extractor, into a pool as soon as he gets those delicious 200 minerals. And there they are, instant pool. That's how you get to the grand finals of WCS, you guys, is make instant spawning pools. As a Zerg player, I just gotta say, the Terran music is the best. Both in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2. It's just, I don't know, it gets this, like, United States Southern backwoods futuristic feel to it, which is what they were going for in the original StarCraft of the Confederacy, right? I mean, it had, yeah, it was. It definitely was. It was not accidental, for sure. Probe scouts in for Neeb, doesn't even try to block the hatch first play. Here on the low ground, mind you, outside his front door. He wants to get that creep spread moving. Okay, is anybody going for anything untoward at this point in time? Got ourselves a Cyber Core. Got ourselves Dark Shrine. Not Dark Shrine. Twilight Council. Say Twilight Council. That's what I want. I want a DT Rush out of Neeb here. Can we out of Neeb here? Can we do that? Is that fine? Can we live with that? 4 Lings on the way. Speed coming in here too, and I don't really see anybody getting any major damage done here. That Nexus first kind of slows down Neeb's ability to get an army out. And Nerchio's just plain standard. Is he even getting a Roach Warren? I don't know that he is. Ling's checking to make sure this 3rd base location behind the main base is safe for consumption, and it is. It is safe to be consumed by this hatchery. You gotta get out of the way though, guys. Get out of the way, Lings. There you go. Good job getting out of the way. Overlords, Sloverlords coming in from all different angles, trying to see what is up. And it is a Stargate from Neeb. So nothing too weird from Neeb yet. He's down 2-1. I guess he did switch it up in game number 3 and did not do particularly well. So maybe he goes back to what worked a little bit better in game 1 and obviously worked in game 2. Maybe these things are map dependent though, right? Like maybe it's more about what map you're on than anything else. Overlord does scout the Stargate. I mean, this is a rough go right here. Scouting that Stargate. Immediate Oracle. This Oracle's name is Director Krennic. Backstory. It's a shame if you haven't watched Rogue One. That's true. If you haven't watched Rogue One, you really should. It's a good Star Wars movie. It's... Okay, I'm going to say something that may be controversial, but what I like about Force Awakens and Rogue One is that the Star Wars toolbox that George Lucas created is used in a skilled way. I'm going to say it's used in a skilled way. The prequels are what we got when George was left alone with his toolbox to use however he wanted, and George Lucas, while a brilliant visual effects guy and has an eye for things how things look, and making that happen, right? I mean, Star Wars, when it came out in '77, was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. His concept of character and story and plot is lacking in quite a bit of things. So Rogue One and Force Awakens weren't Oscar-worthy or anything like that, but they were still very good. And just a competent use of the Star Wars toolbox with the lightsabers and the dark side and space battles, but with characters I actually cared about. Unlike the prequels, I didn't care about anyone in the prequels. Maybe Qui-Gon Jinn, but he dies pretty early, so I don't think he really counts. Anyway, big old Ling flood coming across the map here from Nerchio. How did we start talking about Star Wars? Oh yeah, Rogue One, because this is Director Krennic. Director Krennic, Oracle number 1 and friend. Oracle number 2. Ling's trying to make sure this third base doesn't go down, but Oracle's shut that down pretty handily, as it turns out. Phoenix production has begun here for Neeb as well. And Resonating Glaives on the way has taken 3 assimilators. Third base up and happily orting for Nerchio, 48 to 46. Total Harvesters. Roach Warren on the way from our Zerg player, which is not too much of a surprise. Roaches are going to be fine here, but it's a lot of, again, adepts. It's about this 5 or 6 minute adept push with Oracle support, with a Phoenix, as well as something Neeb has done in every game so far, I believe. Whether he's transitioned out of it later or not, you don't actually know. But, oh, free queen kills? Free queen kills! 1 kill and 2 kills. Director Krennic and friend making stuff happen. And this natural base is in a lot of trouble. Well, this third base, anyway, behind the main. Bam, bam, bam. Lot of dead drones here. Another queen gonna die? No, I don't even think so here. That's 9 killed drones. Because those queens transferred at the wrong time. That hurts. That's 9. Yeah, it's 46 to 54 harvesters. And here comes our adept push from Neeb. Okay, so Nerchio is replacing his drones, which means his Ling count maybe isn't as high as he'd like it to be. He does see the adepts coming. He immediately makes a roach. He's a little mineral starved though. 3 roaches. He can make 3 roaches here. There's the wall off with the evolution chambers at the front of the roach warren. The adepts trying to get through. More evolution chambers trying to get thrown down here and delay as much as possible. But no, the adepts are in. The adepts are in. The drones are trying to retreat here. What is even here? Oh, it's a counterattack of Lings at the third base of Neeb. He's going to take that thing down. But what does he do without the adepts inside his own main is the question of the day. Look at how well they take down queens by themselves with the Resonating Glaives upgrade. Lings are getting rid of the adepts that warped in to deal with this as well. Main base dying at the same time. Oracle's trying to murder stuff, but not particularly successful. The Oracle's going home to deal with the Lings. It's 86 to 60 total supply here. There's a couple roaches and a couple queens, but this is going to be a drone massacre. 13 dead drones, 14 dead drones, continuing to increase. Drones are just trying to run for their lives in the corner of this base here. And going for the surround. No, just actually going back to work is what they're doing. So all the Lings are cleared out from the third base. That's 20. That's 20 dead drones. This is just a slow bleed. A slow bleed for Nerchio. I don't think he can win this game. Oracle's, that's it. A good game from Nerchio. I was going to say, Oracle's murdering stuff pretty well. 7 kills and 10 kills on the Oracle's 23 drones dead. I think Neeb caught Nerchio by surprise. I really do. Nerchio was planning to gear up for just his big old roach push. The adepts came across the map, and he was like, "Oh, a big adept push. What did he read? Where he thought it was going to be something else. That was weird. That was a weird loss for Nerchio, but Neeb made it happen. Gets that 2 next to his name, and we're going to come back with Game 5, a very important Game 5 in this best of 7 in just a second." Welcome back to this best of 7 from WCS 2017, everybody. We are tied up in this best of 7 between Neeb and Nerchio at 2 games apiece. In the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Neeb. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is a Nerchio. So again, I'm not quite sure what happened in game number 3. Maybe somebody who's smarter than watching this can tell me what the problem was. But Nerchio, he just wasn't ready. He didn't have Lings, he didn't have Banes, he didn't have Roaches. He was starting Roach production, but for some reason he didn't expect an Adept attack at 5 minutes that Neeb had been doing all series. So it's like he read something wrong, he did a scout, saw something, misinterpreted what it meant, and just died to Adepts, which just doesn't happen to Nerchio all that often. I mean, Neeb has been doing those attacks not to kill Nerchio, but just to force him to respond to it in some way and keep the macro slowed down. So I don't know. There's that hatch first for Nerchio at the third base location. Once again, just not even bothering to fight with this probe at his actual natural base location. Probe comes in, says, oh, there's not a pool, which means this is not a pool for his play, which means there's a hatchery somewhere. I'll do some of this mineral harassment. I like doing this at this mineral patch. These two on the ends are actually the closest to the hatchery or the nexus or whatever you're playing with. And so if you keep drones off of this one, it actually does slow down the income of Nerchio by upwards of 0.03%. So it's better than these ones. These are like 0.05%. And actually, wait, 5 that's bigger, 0.01%. Numbers are hard when they're in decimal places. Anyway, got our gateway done for Neeb. Got expansion on the way. Cybercore coming in. Second gas next. There it is. Protoss players, if you're not doing this, I feel like you're doing something wrong, because this build lets you do whatever the heck you want. After that Cybercore is done, it's very safe. It gets you units out early. It's not safe against early pools from Zerg, but that's why you probe scout and do something else instead. But if you probe scout and see a hatch first out of your Zerg opponent, do this. Do this exact thing. You can see in the production tab how it works and what the timings are based on this clock down here. So figure it out. Because again, if you're not doing it, I feel like something has gone terribly wrong. Saturating his third base, sending drones all the way over from his main to get over here on the bottom left corner of the map. It's a weird place to take a third. But again, if your natural is going to get blocked, that's probably the best option anyway. Speed coming in. Queens beginning at both of his hatcheries. And yeah, so we're 2-2 right now. And what that means is the first player to get to 4 wins it. So we're at a best of 2 out of 3. Right now, it's a best of 3 series. Whoever wins 2 games first is going to be our victor for all the StarCraft we've played. We're an hour into this thing already, and it's basically been reset. Been totally reset. Whoever wins 2 games in this best of 3 is going to be the winner of WCS Austin 2017, which is a pretty big deal. Stargate opening from Neeb. Why am I not surprised? As apparently it's all oracles all the time from Neeb in the early game. That said, I'm not going to name this oracle before we see it start being built, so keep an eye on that production tab. Adept comes in, Queen and a couple Lings is really all you need here. There's the Sonic Transfer out. Adept doesn't like that position at all, just there for the scouting. Might have stayed to kill some stuff if it was a good spot to be, but nah. Nah, it was not. Alright, Stargate is done. Oracle on the way. This oracle's name is Merlin! The wizard who has experienced time in reverse was born in the death of an oracle. One day in the past, he will, or did, teach the young King Arthur to become the one true king of the Britons. Okay, so another King Arthur reference in this cast. That's 2. It's kind of weird. Either way, this is Merlin. So the theory is here that Merlin lives his life backward, and this is where he's born. In this oracle in the far-flung future, and he will live backwards, which is why he knows so much stuff, and eventually teach King Arthur to be king of the Britons. So that's weird, right? I mean, could you change the future if you were born in the future and lived backwards through time? Or would you just be kind of fated to do whatever would make the future happen as it's already happened? I hate time travel. I'm not going to think about this anymore. Flying on in is Merlin. Nothing to kill here at the natural base. Spore Crawler on the way. 2 queens. 3 queens actually getting shots off on Merlin. Merlin says, this world I've been born into is very hostile. Woo! 16 hit points. Almost dead. Almost dead. Adepts sneaking in this left side as well. And the Adepts are gonna see something. They're gonna go after this third base, which has no defense. And the drones are retreating. Ling's getting that nice surround action on top of these Adepts. And 5 Adepts die. Is that 5? 6. 6 Adepts die, but 5 drones die as well. I was trying to count on the fly. Counting is hard, you guys. Third Nexus on the way from Neeb. Potential fourth base locations being scouted out by Nerchio with his overlords. A Ling counterattack here. Can he get through? The Adept holding position too smartly. Again, all you need to take a third if you're Protoss. Be like Neeb. Have a pylon up, have Photon Overcharge available, and have your Mothership Core over there. So the Lings can try, but they're not going to knock that thing down. It's really strong. Really, really strong way to get your third base. If your opponent already has 3 bases, right? Right. 44 to 51 Harvesters. Nerchio again lost 5 drones, but he's okay with that. He's making 8 more drones to make up for it. Roach Warren coming in as well. Lair morphing in at his natural base. He likes taking his Lair at his natural, although most of his tech is actually here in his main this time, so perhaps he's not as worried as Zealot Warpins on this map as he was back on Newkirk Precinct, where all of his tech was in his natural base. Lings seeing, is there a 4th base anywhere? Trying to scout this stuff out for Neeb. No, not really. Just sticking on these 3 for now, which is totally fine. Got Immortals, got Resonating Glaives, got +1 attack on the way. Yep, Neeb's just teching up, armying up, getting his upgrades, all the stuff that is going to be very useful in his attempt to win this game. So the one game that he won that was a straight-up macro style and wasn't kind of fluky was where he was able to get carriers out in the late game, and Nerchio couldn't quite, he got the units out, but he couldn't quite control against them as well as I think he wanted to. So we'll see if we can do that again here. Ling's scouting in, trying to see what they can see. Just not really much information to glean there, I suppose. Merlin still has 0 kills. Merlin is a disappointment to the Neeb army. Usually oracles made by Neeb are very fantastic. You get upwards of 20 kills like Falcon Paladin did. Natasha Romanov did as well. Stasis Ward here at this mineral line of Nerchio's. You can't see that. I don't think he saw that come in because the vision of hatcheries is like 0. So some drone's going to get caught on that thing. Something's going to get caught on it at some point. It depends on how many it is. Oh, some Lings in here. I watched, I think, what was the season finale of Season 2 of Attack on Titan last night. Wow, stuff happened. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's probably some of the most interesting and best action style anime I've watched. Not that I've watched a lot of it. And it's on Hulu, too. It's on Hulu. If you're interested in watching some, it's accessible on a platform you already have. You don't have to sign up for anything new or find sketchy websites. Hulu has it, so check it out. Attack on here into this 4th base. Nerchio has nothing to stop this, and it's going to die. 2 Immortals, Sentries, Adepts, and it's dead. Bit of a Ling counterattack here at the 3rd base of Neeb. And trying to pick off probes, just very weak, although that probe looks like pretty good pickings, and indeed going after this pylon as well. So the 4th base is just toast. That was just a freebie. Like, Nerchio didn't have an army to support that at all. Replanting his 4th base on the right side here. Phoenix killing Overlords. Does supply block Nerchio temporarily, but he's got 6 in production, so he'll be fine. So it's a lot of sentries this time out of Neeb. Lot of sentry, Immortal, huge warping of Adepts, and he's going for it. He is trying to kill creep tumors. He has to use Revelation to do it, though, and our friend Merlin is not doing too well on the energy front at this moment in time. An attack coming down to the 3rd base of Nerchio. There are Lings, there are Roaches, there are Ravagers here. Neeb thinking about it, decides, I gotta chase my Adepts. And some of them go through. The rest of them are here, but they're blocked by their own force fields, which is bad. But Adepts do kill a couple drones here at the natural base. Army coming into the 3rd, thinking about coming into the 3rd, and then Neeb decides it is time to back out. More Immortals joining the party. Warp Prism here as well. I think was the Warp Prism seen. Either way, 4th base is done for Nerchio. He's got 65 workers to 67 for Neeb right now. And Neeb decides it's time to go home, interestingly enough. I mean, I don't know he did anything that Nerchio didn't. I mean, Nerchio's already maxed out, basically. He's at 190 supply to 164 for Neeb right now. 4 bases to 3 bases. Did he get kills? Oracle still doesn't get any kills. Even though the 4th base is straight up unprotected and there's a couple drones there. I guess Revelation on this army is a better thing to do. Coming on up here, fighting in the middle. And Corrosive Biles getting some decent hits there on the units. Nice force fields, though. Neeb getting a surround on all these Ravagers and all these Roaches. Corrosive Biles actually used to take down force fields. It's not something we see a lot. It allows for the retreat of Nerchio here. That was a big time hit. 161 to 161 supply. That is 45 dead Lings, 21 dead Roaches, and 4 dead Ravagers during that attack. A Warping of Adepts here at the 3rd base. Spore Crawler might take down this Warp Prism if Neeb is not careful with it. And he is careful with it. 4 hit points remaining. An attack coming into the 4th base for Nerchio with Adepts and Sentries and Immortals. Look how fast these bases die. Immortals, man. hit like truck. 60 damage per shot. Weapon speed 1.04. Is nothing to joke around with. Merlin, no! Merlin dodges. Nice dodge, Merlin. Crocodile can't kill you. Adept's trying to sneak on in here to the natural base. Nope. Not gonna happen. Not really gonna happen. What are these? Drop Lords? Whoa! Nerchio going for Drop Lord play. This is the first time he's made a Drop Lord, I want to say. Replacing his 4th base, which is a big time get for Neeb. Don't mistake me. 4th base on the way for Neeb himself. Corrosive Biles trying to kill Phoenix. Nope, got Disruptors. There are Disruptors in the army for Neeb right now, which against Roach Ravager is pretty great. Like a pretty great thing to do. Where are we drop lording? Overlord's drop lording across the map here, and I think Merlin might scout this. The drop lords come back around. Say, is there another way we can go, or do we have to fly past that thing that's going to scout us? Because getting scouted is bad for drops. Really bad, especially for Zerg here. All right, so 5th base in Nerchio is where his 4th base used to be. He's going to drop and expand at the same time. But this could be bad news. He's flying right past Merlin, the army for Neeb, going home. Recognizing what this is, you know what a great feint would be is if you just sent empty drop lords up here. That'd be fantastic. So unloads everybody here inside the main base, and Stasis Ward. Oh, I thought he saw that land. Thought he saw it. Big attack coming into Neeb's 4th base of his own. He's going to let that thing finish. We got attacks on both sides here. He needs to focus down that Nexus first of all. Purification Novas do come in. Pretty good splits by Nerchio, though. And yep, he does force everybody to retreat there. Purification Nova, I think, going to kill this army. Ready for it? Ready for it? I don't know if that was even necessary. Lost a Disruptor there anyway. 4th base is toast by Neeb, though. He did lose that 4th base. So 2 bases. Yeah, 5 bases up for Nerchio. 60 to 68 Harvesters now. That drop was not as good as perhaps it could have been. And actually coming back around. Go for the attack. Kill some things. Corrosive Biles killing. Oh, Merlin dies to Corrosive Biles. Oh, Merlin. Big attack up here as well in the middle of the map. Purification Nova. Nova hits. Big Nova heads, turning the tide of that battle well. Adept's coming back in to save it at the same time. So Nerchio has the base count, but his army supply is not as great right now. 4,000 compared to 7,000 for Neeb is not a wonderful place to be. Phoenix here shooing away these drop lords. Get out of here, drop lords. No one's liked your style at all. More banelings coming in as we're fairly adept heavy, but the Disruptors may be what Neeb has needed in these battles, killing these drop lords straight up. Not supply blocking Nerchio because he took a lot of damage anyway. Ling's killing these probes here at the 4th base. Neeb trying to do this without any escort whatsoever, which is a little bit insane. And actually, fewer probes than I thought died there too so far, which is fine. Got some Hydras in there from Nerchio as well. Corrosive Biles going to land on this. A couple units over here at Nerchio's 5th base. That's likely going to die. And he's given up on his own 4th base here too. Is Neeb. Disruptor 2 kills, Disruptor 0 kills, Disruptor 8 kills on that one. This is just a big 196 to 156 total supply. Nerchio's 4th base does end up living. Got some roaches here at the 3rd base, trying to kill Adepts, trying to kill probes. Doing okay with it, though. Actually doing just fine killing probes. Thank you very much. Upgrades on those dudes are +2, +1, so upgrades looking fantastic. Taking down the 4th base of Nerchio again along this right side. So left side base needs to be the one where all the drones are going to live. 60 to 61 Harvesters. This game 5, man. And really, statistically, in most sports, whoever wins game 5 in a best-of-7 series wins the series 63.8% of the time. So that's a good one. It's a good thing to win this game 5-er. Ling's coming in. Purification Nova. Dodge, just run away from, for the most part. Another Nova. Neeb not splitting. Instead, running away from, which is interesting. I mean, that's exactly what Neeb wants. Allows him to zone out your army, get you out of the way while he checks what he wants to check. But splitting makes it harder for Neeb to do that. So I don't know. Dark Shrine coming in from Neeb. Likely going to be for Archons, maybe not so much for DTs. Although this late in the game, DTs can be pretty good, as it turns out, with their little sneaky run-bys when their attention is elsewhere. Adepts here at the 4th base of Nerchio along the left side. We'll call it the 5th. And all the Adepts are gone, but the rest of the Blinkstalkers are here. Blinkstalkers on this army. Disruptors ready to go as well. Big time pushing in here is Neeb. Nova hits a Ravager and a couple of Lings. Another big hit. Huge hit. Oh, the Purification Nova taking out Banelings like they're not even there. The most of the army for Nerchio coming in on the back side, though. Neeb walking in, force fielding the army out. He's going to take down this 5th base. Corrosive Biles are hitting pretty fantastically. More Roaches dying to Purification Nova. Lings right on top of the disruptors. The bases toast, though. We're down to 3 bases for Nerchio right now. Another Nova, and that's it. Nerchio calls the GG, is defeated, and Neeb is your victor. Wow. That was pretty intense. That was a pretty intense little game 5 there. Neeb getting the win. Let's give him a 3. It's going to be 3 up top. 76 roaches killed, 116 lings, 21 banelings. Disruptors, though, 4 kills, 5 kills, 2 kills, 1 kill, 15 kills. That disruptor, Immortal, with 19 and 28 and 24 Immortals, man. The backbone of the Protoss army. Disruptors, though, just Roach, Ravager, Hydra, not as good when there's disruptors on the field. Lost those bases. Again, Neeb ended up losing a Nexus of his own. I feel like he got one canceled, too, but maybe I'm wrong about that one. 72 dead adepts, but everybody else was pretty minimal. 11 stalkers, 5 disruptors, Merlin, a couple sentries as well. So just very, very cost efficient to win there for Neeb. 14,000 resources lost compared to 33? 23? 23. 23 for Nerchio. Math is hard. All right, we're coming back with game number 6. With suddenly Nerchio on the ropes after being up 2-1. He's now down 3-2. Only one more game needed for Neeb to close this out. Can he close it out? Stay with me and find out together. We'll be right back. Welcome back, StarCraft fans, to this best of 7 between Neeb and Nerchio here on Honor Grounds, the Ladder Edition. This is the grand finals of WCS Austin 2017. And this is game 6. If Neeb wins this, he moves on to be the winner of this tournament. And Nerchio takes 2nd place. Nerchio needs to win this to force a game 7. All the things are on the line for Nerchio right now. On the top right side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is a Nerchio. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Neeb. So Neeb doing some interesting stuff in that last game. Got the disruptor for the first time, which I think was super useful. Shut down the drop play that Nerchio went for the first time, which is very interesting as well. So, I mean, I know I don't like to see the same stuff over and over from these players, which is kind of impossible, right? Because game 1 happens, the same thing happens, or a strategy happens, and then somebody loses, which means then they don't want to do the same thing again, because they'll just lose, right? So there's a lot of switching up, especially in a best of 7 like this. Sometimes you see players that just doggedly stick to the same strategy over and over and over and over and don't do anything different, but those are the players that usually don't make it this far. So you have to be able to adapt at some level to get to the grand finals of a WCS event. So hatch first is done here for Nerchio, actually taking the one in the safe location behind his main. Well, in the same base as his main anyway. Not taking it down here on the low ground to start that creep spread, which is something some players like to do. I know Scarlet likes to do that one for sure. Probe comes in for the scout, says it's a 4-player map. Actually scouts the right location, the right direction first, which is nice. That was fantastic. Got here in time. Not in time to do anything really. Can't block the hatch, obviously. It's a really big map. Did some mineral harass, kind of failed at that as well. Got mineral patch, or a mouthful of minerals a little bit too soon. Sooner than he wanted, but that's just fine. He will probably survive the rest of the game. And by that I mean, this probe will survive the rest of the game. Natural on the way for Neeb. He's got his gateway coming up. He's going for a cyber core. He's got his double gas on the way. So cyber core is done. This is where we see a Stargate, because Neeb sure likes those Stargates. Here it is. Everybody say it with me. Stargate. I mean, he doesn't have enough money yet, but we're going to get there. We'll get there very shortly. Very shortly indeed. Come on. Come on. You got it. Oh my gosh. That's a Twilight Council, ladies and gentlemen. A Twilight Council opening from Neeb. I had an Oracle name all ready to go and everything. We might get one eventually. But the first 5 games, he went Stargate first. So, is all I have to say. Immediate inject on that Queen Pop from Nerchio. He's got those timings down. Got him down. Third hatch coming down here at the base of the ramp. Some Lings running around trying to see what they can do. Adept comes in, as Adepts like to do, just to scout out. If you can get a drone kill or 2, that is just gravy. That is just gravy for these early Adepts. Queen just sitting on the edge of the creep. Queen ready on the edge of the creep on the natural 2. Shot, 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 shot. This Adept is in trouble and she knows it. Get out of there, Adept. Run, run for your life. Too much DPS, too much damage. Can she escape alive? Yes. With 7 hit points, she can escape alive. That was close. She kill anything? She killed 2 Lings, right? Yeah, 2 Lings. That's fine. Did scout out the natural. Saw the gas situation, which is not much gas. There's 1 gas here at the main and no gas anywhere else. at all. So droning up hard right now is Nerchio, which will do well for him. He does fantastic at keeping his macro up once he has about 60 or 70 workers. And then we'll just flood you with stuff from that point on. It's kind of scary to see, actually. Warp Gate on the way from the Neeb as well. Got a Roach Warren coming in, does Nerchio. He's a fan of them Roaches and them Ravagers. Resonating Glaives coming up for Neeb as well. I like how epic the music is right now. I was actually casting with Jordan, who was with Gauntlet a little bit ago. If you don't know about Gauntlet, check them out, twitch.tv/GauntletSC2. I'll be casting with them pretty much every Sunday. And like this one, this Sunday, actually, when this is going to post. So, hey, in a few hours, that'll be coming up. Anyway, with Jordan, and he said the music, he's got it set. Is it to non-continuous? I think it's, maybe he had it on continuous. Either way, the music would ramp up at around 6 or 7 minutes, right when stuff started happening. Double Stargate follow-up from Neeb, though. He does love his Stargates for sure. And my music is just kind of like crazy all the time, or it just does whatever it wants. There's not really any timing associated with it, I don't think. Anyway, Adepts are here, 4 minutes. There are Roaches here for Nerchio this time. He knows what happens if these Adepts show up and he has nothing ready for them. Bad stuff. Bad stuff is what it is. Adepts trying to do stuff at the third base. Roaches left behind to defend those ones as well. Void Ray? What? Void Ray coming in. Tell me that Overlord sees this. Yes, he does. And you can tell what's coming out of Stargates because you can see the shape. See that? See that little Void Ray front coming out? He knows they're Void Rays. Nerchio is too smart for not knowing this is Void Ray. +1 attack coming in for those air units as well. And Nerchio's like, Void Ray? What is happening here? Dealing with these Adepts at the same time, trying to think of how to deal with Void Ray. An Adept does get killed. That was a big explosion for an Adept. Hydra? It's got to be Hydra, right? You just want to make a lot of Hydras and Roaches. Hydras focused on the Void Rays. Roaches dealing with the Adepts. This is interesting. I like this very much. Spore Crawlers immediately coming up, as you need Spore Crawlers against Void Rays, that's for sure. Can't just do it with Queens. Third base on the way from Neeb, trying to keep the pressure on our Zerg player. Adepts trying to come back into the third base and murder what they can, canceling the transfer. Just trying to keep the Roaches at home. It's a neat little trick. Spire coming in too. Mutalisks are actually pretty fantastic against Void Rays. Since they're light, they don't take extra damage from their prismatic alignment ability that the Void Rays have, so they can kind of flood them and swarm them and take them down. If there are enough, if you've got enough Mutas to do it, they're going to be just fine. So Corruptors are bad, though. Corruptors are armored, and so they do take that extra damage from the Void Rays. But 4 Void Rays from Neeb. Is he trying to get to a Game 7 here? I've never seen Void Rays do well in a ZVP at the pro level. I mean, not for a long time anyway, especially not against somebody like Nerchio. So 3 Spore Crawlers, 1 Spore Crawler up, 2 more on the way. Is that enough? I don't know if that's enough. Spore Crawlers shooting Queens. Queens are actually a huge part of this too. 4 Queens, stab, 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 stab. Yeah, there's really nowhere to go here at the natural. Prismatic alignment is up, and Spore Crawler down. Queens getting murdered here. By Queens, I mean, or drones. Drones getting killed here. 5, 6 killed. I mean, that's not a huge deal. Nerchio still has a lead in worker count. He has 6 Void Rays. Looks like he's stopped for now, though. He's stopped the production of Void Rays. He's got 6 rather. 6 should be enough. Ah, Mutalisk. Yep, Nerchio's going for the Mutalisk here. Spore Crawler gets a couple shots off before it dies. Queens, stabbity, stab, stab, stab. Queen anti-air is some of the best anti-air in the game. Not as good as Marines, I would say. Probably not as good as Hydras either, but Queens are great. The range alone makes up for it here. I mean, that range of 7? Range of 8? Range of 8's nuts. Still attacking here at this third base. Mutas show up, trying to pick some stuff off, and they do pick off a Void Ray, 2 more Void Rays, transfusing the Mutas as best as the Queens can, and there's the recall home, but another Void Ray is killed. So we're looking at 3 Void Rays dead and an Adept for 6 Mutas. Whoa, 6 Mutas, a Queen, 6 Lings, and 12 drones. So resources lost here, about 1,200 for the Protoss compared to 2,400 for Nerchio. Pretty cost-efficient Void Ray harass, I will say. Oddly enough, I don't think I've ever said those words before. Roaches try to come into the third, but somehow the army's really big for Neeb. He's got Immortals. He's got sentries behind this. He has his Void Rays. Roaches are pretty much out of the picture with these Void Rays overhead. Prismatic alignment allows them to absolutely remove Roaches from the game. In a way, he's still going Roach Ravager, though. I don't know about going Roach Ravager. I don't know. This hurts me a little bit. All right, Nerchio, he's retreating. Adepts moving into the main base here, retreating from the third entirely, sending the drones back, but they're unprotected. Most of the army back here, they are coming back to the third now to try to defend, but that's 15 drone kills with that little adept attack. 28 have been killed so far. Nerchio needs to make something happen. He's got the Corruptors, which again are good against air units. They just take so much incoming damage from Void Rays. It's not wonderful. Not a wonderful place to be. So Roach Ravager Corruptor is how Nerchio has chosen to respond to this Void Ray play. Fourth base is already done for him down along the right side, compensating for the third base that Neeb has. Hydralisk then coming in from Nerchio too. I like that. I like that choice very much. So if you take care of the Void Rays, the rest of the army should be handleable with this Roach Ravager thing. The Ravagers especially are just fantastic against Protoss in most situations. Fourth base coming up for Neeb. And part of this little location here, using Caustic Spray on the natural base. And no, gets shoved out of there before they can really kick into it. Oh no, the Void Rays have found them. Corruptors running for their lives. Getting chased by Phoenix, which is not as bad as getting chased by Void Rays. And the Corruptor's trying to pick off those Phoenix, not quite able to do it. Another Overlord dies as well. So that was a cute move. That was a cute attempt there by Nerchio. But the reaction time by Neeb was just too much. 8 Hydralisks on the way. Infestation Pit coming in to here. Muscular augments? That's what that's called. Muscular augments. I was going to say alignments for some reason. I don't know why. Overseer tries to scout out the army. Does scout out the army, but gets killed in the process. It's kind of a suicide mission is what it is. So a lot of Queens, a lot of Ravagers. Got the Hydra starting to pop out now as well. And here comes Neeb's little combo army here with Sky Toss. Nice setup, though. Nerchio coming in. Purification Nova. Nova's all over the place. Actually killing one of his own Disruptors. Disruptor's lagging behind a little bit. Huge Nova hit there. 11 kills on that Disruptor. How many on this Disruptor? I need to see Disruptor kills. Adepts sneaking on in here, as they like to do. Is there really not a Disruptor in that group that I just selected? 11 there and 7 there. Yeah. Wow. Disruptor, Void Ray, Stalker, Adept with Sentry. Very interesting. Nova's coming out, trying to kill stuff, trying to come from both sides here. Is Nerchio, but the Nova's pretty big hits. Taking out Ravagers. Disruptors losing their lives as well to these Lings. The Lings on top of stuff, able to escape fairly well. Void Rays, some of them are still alive. 5 and 7 kills on the 2 Void Rays. Pushing back in again on this third base. Lings, Roaches, Ravagers in production here. Void Rays trying to take out a Corruptor. Forced to dodge a Corrosive Bile. Meanwhile, are there still Adepts up here? Still Adepts up here in the main base. Don't mind us. We're just killing all your workers. It's cool. +1 attack and Resonating Glaives. Pretty damaging as it turns on out. Yeah, that's 7 more drones killed. 36 drones have been killed so far. 36. Attack here in the third base as well. Doing some stuff. Man, Adept attacks are so efficient in this game so far. 15 killed in the last minute alone. 68 to 62 Harvesters, though. Nerchio's catching up. He's staying okay, but it just means his army is not able to grow as fast as he wants it to if he has to use those larvae to make drones instead of army units. Disruptor's at the front, trying to lead the way, trying to Nova in here. Oh, it's a big hit. Oh, stopped though. Killed it first, and another big hit. A couple more. If you kill the Disruptor before the Nova explodes, the Nova is canceled. So that's something, if you could try to do it at the level you play at, you may very well succeed, and you may very well end up not succeeding. A lot of Ravagers coming in. Nova aborting a little quick there, I feel like. Trying to spread this creep. Creep is very useful for Nerchio. Adepts coming into this fourth base. Couple of them finishing it, and the army goes to respond, but that just means Neeb sneaks in, kills all of these creep tumors. And then Corrosive Bile's landing on everything. Nova's trying to kill Queens, exploding a little bit too soon for that. There's still Adepts inside the main base. There's still Adepts here inside the natural base. This pressure has been intense. That Neeb has thrown down Guardian Shield up here as well, just picking off units individually here and there. Nova sent out every time Nerchio comes in force. Nova's on top of it. Disruptor's getting directly attacked. Nova's exploding anyway, though, just in time to get those units. 139 to 146 total supply. 6th base done for Neeb. Still on 4 bases is Nerchio. Wait, 5th base. 5th base done for Neeb, rather. Counting is hard. Greater Spire on the way from Nerchio. Okay, fair enough. Broodlord is going to be pretty good in this situation. The Void Rays are a bit of a problem, but probably can handle those for the most part. Fleet Peeking coming up from Neeb. As well, another big Nova. Crossable's landing. Can't quite do it. Can't quite do it. Ling's on top of the Disruptors trying to kill them. Another big Ravager hit, though. Disruptors come into the army and for Neeb, and they are used well. Another Nova. Big Nova hit. Those Ravagers dying so fast. Everything here is low HP for Nerchio. And they are getting hit real bad by these units. Somehow it's 181 to 121 total supply. Neeb is marching into this third base. Hydra's trying to do things, trying to split. They're pretty fast, blinking forward to take out the Broodlords before they can finish, and that's it. A good game out of Nerchio. Nerchio is defeated, and Neeb is your victor today in this best of 7 series. That's a 4-3, 4-2 rather. Sorry, 4-2. In this best of 7. Ay caramba. That was impressive out of Neeb. Doing stuff I haven't seen. The Void Ray opening makes it work. Makes it work. And then into Disruptors that were just incredibly cost efficient throughout the entire game. Look at this. 100 Lings dead. 36 Hydras dead. 11 Roaches. 22 Ravagers. 7 Mutalisks in exchange for 4 Void Rays, 8 Disruptors, 8 Stalkers, and 44 Adepts. The Adepts were just suicide units, man. Going in there to kill drones. 49 drones killed. Not a single probe killed. I was right. I was right. That probe that I said would live for the rest of the game lived through the rest of the game because no probes died. None. Nerchio tried to go. He tried to go for the Broodlords, but Neeb saw it, blinked on in with his huge amount of Blink Stalkers somehow with +3 attack, took those eggs out, and that was all she wrote. He is a dead man. So well done by Neeb. Coming back from 2-1. Didn't look good there for a second for a Protoss hero, but he pulled it out in the end and wins WCS Austin 2017. So excellent job indeed from Protoss Neeb. Good job from Nerchio too. Really fought well, adapted well, I feel like, to what Neeb was trying to do. The Disruptors are kind of his downfall though. Didn't win any games where Disruptors were present, and that's kind of a big deal. So okie doke, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.